Anyway, I am back to Germany from just recently arrived from Poland, actually just yesterday, and I just wanted to give a bit of a critique as to what I noticed there culturally, how the lifestyle is, and things I noticed perhaps that contrast to Germany or even America, where I'm from. And first of all, was how the men were, and I found that they were overly manly, and they had this image of um, yeah, they deliberately tried to look like shitty, if you will. Like, so they would have really short hair. They would dress with sports clothes all the time. Not too unlike American men in most cases, actually. But even the Polish men would dress as they did in the cities. Next were women, and my God, it was hard to find ugly ones. But even though they were so pretty and so many of them stared at me, it was really hard to have a conversation with them. They were seemingly deathly afraid to talk to me. It was perhaps maybe because I spoke English with them. See, German women are a lot more comfortable speaking with me because I've been told that I speak German just like a native. However, I was also told that there's still some what would you say, I don't know, cultural carryovers from the communist era in Poland, and so that is why women stare so much. It's as if they have Jesus, like a secondary social standing, and so yeah, they're the ones who are looking for men rather than in Germany. I would say women have a much more equal social standing relative to men, and so men and women are looking for each other. And also, while I was there, I experienced firsthand the importance of vodka, and that is that. So here in Germany, we drink a lot more beer. I guess we drink a lot more mixed drinks and cocktails of that kind. But in Poland, you just simply drink nothing but vodka, and it's shots after shots after shots. And when I drink, I turn into quite a hard ass, and so I tend to drink straight vodka without a chaser, and I could actually beat the Polish people that I was drinking with, and they told me, "Hey, why aren't you actually Polish? Because you're actually more Polish than we are." And just the way I would drink, the speed I would drink, and what have you. But anyway, I'm sure that's something my future employers would love to hear as they check my YouTube account. Food was excellent. Actually, really, so in America I have a Czech family, and I have an aunt named Božena, and any of you Polish people who may be watching may say, hey, that sounds awfully familiar. It sounds like a Polish name, actually. And she always would cook for us Czech food, a typical Czech food. And what that would entail would be like chicken soup, like a bit of sauerkraut. I don't know how to say it in Czech or Polish for that matter. And yeah, lots of dumplings, lots of thick, hearty meats and potatoes and things of that kind. And so it was no wonder why I love Polish food, because it's similar in some ways to German food and in other ways to Czech food, actually, which I pretty much grew up on. And so they had pierogis, which I had for the first time, and they weren't so bad. It really depended on which restaurant I went to. I had some really good homemade ones when I visited my friend Piotrek, and I had some mediocre ones at a restaurant and some other better ones at another restaurant. And I really liked the pierogi Ruski, Russian pierogi, that had potato and cheese inside. The soups I loved. I'm a huge fan of all soups. They had like borscht. I don't remember what that was. I tried nearly all of them. I tried żurek, which was like a potato onion soup with bits of egg inside. I tried. I think borscht is a beet soup, and it looks really disgusting. It honestly looks like a bowl filled with blood inside. So it doesn't look too appetizing, but it tastes actually quite nice. And I really always say that I have Polish or German tastes, because I really like sauerkraut. I really like mustard. I really like thick, hearty meats and dill. Even I think it's quite hard to find Americans who enjoy that food. If not, if I'm just talking BS, maybe Americans simply don't know what this food is in the first place. and it's simply a lack of exposure or knowledge on the part of Americans. But anyway, I seem to think in terms of my tastes, I like Polish and German food. And also we had a lot of Wiener Schnitzel, which is funny because you would think whatever German or if you analyze the name, which means Schnitzel or cutlet from Vienna, so you should think it's a German or Austrian dish, but we had a lot of it in Poland nonetheless. We would go to a number of really homemade Polish restaurants that costed so little. So the zloty is it's got about a 4-to-1 ratio. So 4 zloty are the equivalent of about €1, and that's about $1.3. And anyway, we got I got a Wiener Schnitzel the size of my head with a mountain of potatoes below it for all of, I think, 13 zloty. If you take that into account, that's about what, €3. So do your dollar conversion if you want, but it was really impressive how much you could get there. I guess I'll move on to the people. They were all super nice, super friendly. All the people I met were friends with my friend Piotrek, who brought me there. I actually would almost never go to Poland on my own for sheer fear of not being able to speak Polish. I also really don't like traveling alone, so it was nice to have him there. And also, funnily enough, so Piotrek's English isn't the best, and he's still improving. So often we would speak him and I, just German together. And what that meant is whenever some Polish people would hear us, they would just give us the nastiest glare when they would hear us speaking. But then English, they would just give us some curious glances, and really people would just stare at us on end when they would hear us speaking German, because again, I was told my German is quite good and I sound quite convincingly German, that is. And so yeah, I was told that the Polish, for obvious reasons, dislike the Germans and Russians, but really I find that quite stupid, because if you take into account how long were the last conflicts between Poland and Russia, and Germany and Poland more specifically, how long ago were they? Let's ignore Russia, because I think perhaps Poland has a point with being angry at Russia, especially with the situation going on in Ukraine. But Germany, I mean, what have they done? If anything, they've welcomed Polish immigrants into their country as of late, with their rather lax immigration policies. And whenever Germans see Polish people, they don't really have the same reaction. So I think it's quite stupid why we have this cultural insensitivity to this day, when not even our grandfathers were the ones who fought in this war that we seem to still think about, and it's no longer even relevant. So that's just my 2 cents. Apart from that, Poland is a beautiful country. Not so perfect in every way. Like, for example, in comparison to Germany, I'm talking. For example, the public transportation isn't as clean always. In Warsaw, it was very clean and fast. But in the other cities I visited, so I visited Wrocław. I'm just saying the original Polish names. If any of you know them, Poznan or Posen. Then I visited Warszawa or Warsaw, and then Kraków or Krakow. And Poland, especially compared to Germany, or at least the German cities I have visited thus far, has a lot more historical buildings, so a lot of older architecture. And yeah, it was really nice to look at. I don't know what else there is to say, really. I've gone on for 9 minutes already. I think that's enough. I don't think you all want to hear me talk anymore. But anyway, yeah, it was a great time. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're from the States, or more specifically the Chicago area like I am, and you know a lot of people who are Polish, who have taught you a lot of Polish words here and there. Or if you simply know a fair amount of the culture but have never had the chance to go there, I definitely recommend it. You're not going to even spend that much money. Luckily, I never had to pay for hotels, so I can't tell you exactly how much those cost, but meals costed no more than $10 for even up to 3 people, and you get a lot of food there. Also, drinks were extremely cheap. You could pay For example, like €1 or 4 zloty for a shot. You could pay like 3 zloty for a beer, which is absurdly cheap because in Germany, let's take this conversion into account again. So that's in Poland, that's like €1 for a beer, even less. And then in Germany, you'll pay €3.50 for a Beck's, like a not even very good beer. And then you would have the good beer, the good Polish beers out of the tap. So like vodka, if I can remember correctly, or Zwijek. Those are fairly good, well-known Polish beers, and you could have those for not very much money. But in Germany, you get the crap bottled, and it's only 0.3 liters, which is the smallest bottle you can get in Germany, for €3.50. So what I'm saying is that there's no reason you shouldn't go to Poland. I mean, it was really a shame how few tourists I saw, apart from in Krakow, just because of the I guess the sites there. But yeah, I did not see too many tourists, and I think Poland gets a bad rap because of its communist history. So definitely, I recommend it. If you ever have the chance, go there. Go with friends if you have Polish friends, even better yet. And I will talk to you guys later. See you later.